What's up, everybody? I'm Frankie Biggz. Thank you for stopping by, coming around to my channel. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to let you know the next time I drop one of these videos. Okay, so today we are talking about Are You Sure? Episode 4. All right, so the last episode was where we left off on that was that the V came in to see JK and Jimin. And I had mentioned in that video before my opinions about V, that I thought that he was being a little bitchy. And a lot of you roasted me over that. I did not say that this guy was a bitch. That's not what I said. I said he's being bitchy. I'm not calling this man names because I don't know him personally, actually, and neither do you guys. So a lot of you have been telling me, well, you don't know him. Neither do you. As far as I understand, you guys only know what they let us see, you know. So that was just my opinion, but in no way did I think that he was an idiot or anything, or did I call him any names. It's just the way that he was acting. More than likely, probably because he was tired. But in this episode, he seemed to be a little more open, a little more happy. There were still some moments that we'll go over that I felt were just a little, okay. But the episode starts out with them eating some Japanese food at this restaurant. And they it seemed like they kind of came from a long way to eat. I think it's called omakase. 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 I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. So again, please help me break it down phonetically. So that was pretty interesting. It's again, I believe that these guys are just full of just food. They love food and they will travel for food. And those are the kind of guys that's like me. I'm a foodie. My wife is a foodie. That's just what we do. So the omakase looked pretty good. Everything that they're eating, and you could tell, man, JK was putting it away. That boy, he claps and he rah-rahs like, yeah. And I know I've eaten food like that. There's just some good food that makes you clap at the end. He was clapping through the whole thing. So he obviously enjoyed himself. They all looked like they were just, you know, in heaven eating this type of food. So they're still on this island in South Korea. There really wasn't much talk about where they were going to be going next. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. And then moving on, V ended up calling RM and asking for him to send him an unreleased track at that time, because I believe this was done a year ago, called Come Back to Me. I really enjoy that dynamic when they ask each other to hear each other's music. I really think that's cool. It shows that there's a lot of trust and camaraderie between those three to be able to listen to each other's music, and not to mention the fact that their music is so different from each other. So that was pretty cool. And being able to listen to that track and watching their reactions, they're very supportive of each other. And I think that's really cool. The house that they were staying at, again, I just really dig that those type of houses. It's obviously not a little house. It looks like they kind of are occupying the back part of the house that has the pool and the little waiting pool. And I think that's really cool, especially those pools where you're able to see inside. Those two really made it a good part of the show in the water, playing, you know, rock, paper, scissors, and just basically being kids, man, because that's kind of what they remind me of. They're just big kids. And it's really cool. And, you know, to be quite honest with you, I'd like to say that the reason I enjoy this series is because it's delightfully boring. Now, when I say boring, I don't mean that in a bad way. When you get my age, when you're 51, ready to hit 52 years old, boring is amazing. Boring is great. You strive for boring because boring takes on a different, I guess you can say it takes on a different meaning. And it sounds negative, but it's not at my age. Boring is good. Boring is peaceful. And that's why I really do like watching this show, because it's delightful in the fact that it's not fast paced. It is kind of just going with the flow, and you're going pretty much damn near every moment that they got at that point. And it's cool just to chill out and watch something that's not so in your face, and knowing that these guys are big stars and they can have it any way they want. They could have parties, and I'm sure they do. They'd have girls and just unbelievable like situations that they can put themselves into. They choose just to be, regular, just to be, swimming in the pools and playing rock paper scissors. I mean, they spent a good time doing that. And although V didn't join them, again, V is kind of off on his own thing. But I think at that point, it seemed like he was starting to get sick. So whatever it was that Jimin seemed to be getting over, it looked like V kind of caught it. And it happens. Stomach flus or any kind of 48-hour flus could happen. So by the end of the episode, it looks like V was kind of like done, man. But in any event, then the late night swimming, all that stuff. It was really cool. And I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but when they were in the United States and they showed up to the first place they were going to stay out, which was like that camping area when Jimin first got sick, when they showed up, that motorcycle was there, because it's a quick shot of JK getting on that motorcycle and turning it on like he was a little kid, like he was just pushing the buttons and ready to go. That very motorcycle, at least that model, shows up in Korea, and now that's what he's driving around. He drove it around the United States, now he's driving it here. So I think that was pretty cool. Continuity wise, they kept the same bike. I don't know if they flew it from the United States to Korea. I don't think that they would have to do that. They probably it was just part of the thing where this is the motorcycle, that motorcycle needs to be wherever these guys are going to be. So then my wife told me that he's actually a connoisseur of motorcycles, that he's got a collection of them. So that makes a lot of sense. Whatever that motorcycle is must be pretty awesome. I didn't get a good fix on what it was. I'm not a motorcycle guy, but it must be special enough for him to want to drive it everywhere. So other than that, it kind of wraps up with the trio having fun on that yacht. The yacht thing was really, really cool. Again, eating and just having fun, laying on the fish nets and stuff like that. I get nervous whenever I'm on boats like that and they have the fish net, the thing where you can walk over and everything. It always just trips me out because I feel like they're just going to give way and just going to get into the water. So, but I think it's pretty brave to sit and fall asleep like that on that. I know people do it, but it's just something that I couldn't see myself doing. The funny thing was that both JK and V hit their head on that awning with a big ass sign that says, "Please be careful, watch your head," or whatever it says. And they both just whacked themselves. And I know what that feels like too. Woo! Especially unexpected hits to the head like that. Very, very unexpected and jolting. Basically, it wraps up like that. I mean, again, continuity wise, the eating, somebody wrote in my comments too, something like, do not watch this series on an empty stomach. And it's true but it's like, even if we had just eaten and we started watching it, by the end of the show, my wife and I were like, man, that ramen looks really good. We were like, we should probably go downstairs and see if we can find some ramen noodles. So all in all, I love it, man. I'm really, these boys are really starting to grow on me. V kind of is consistent. He wasn't bitchy, and I don't have any harsh words for V. So all you V people, I do like the guy. I really, really do. And you're going to see that because next Sunday we are doing the Tiny Desk concert. And well, we've already done it. That's when we're releasing it. So hopefully I've redeemed myself with the V fans, but I won't say any more about it. Just, you got to be watching for Sunday. You get my exclusive. This is what I really think of V. So, but that's for Sunday. For today, there were still a couple moments where personally, I think it looked this way, by the way. So you can't skewer me. Okay. I'm not the person who edited this series for Netflix. So go to the editors and skew them. Let them know what you think. Editing is a powerful tool because an editor can make anything, any situation. The way that it was edited, it looked as if Jimin was just a little annoyed at some points with the interaction with V. Again, you guys are right. You guys forget I don't know these people. And part of the magic of me reacting is that I don't do a deep dive in who they are. I haven't done it. I'm starting at the top, working my way down. So be easy with me. But it did look like that. Jimin looked like he can get a little annoyed with his brother V. And JK is like, I'm out of here. My name is Paul. This shit's between y'all. I'm out. I'm going to be on my motorcycle. I'm going to be doing whatever. So there's points in time where I think that JK, when it starts to get a little hot or whatever, he kind of just melts away. Like he goes away, doesn't really want to be part of all that stuff. I don't blame him, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, V to me just stills a little, I don't know, pushy. I don't want to say pushy, but I don't know. We say in Spanish here in Spain, pesado. And that's kind of how he reminded me. Like he was being a little pesado towards Jimin, and Jimin was just kind of like, gave him a couple looks and even said a couple things. I can't remember what he'd said. I don't know. He said something. He's like, how old are you? Like, how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? And although that exchange never really finished, it seemed like V just kind of was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to go any further with this guy, because Jimin just got a real serious look at him. And he just kind of looked at him like, yeah, okay. So I don't know, the dynamic. I think that V is sensitive. He's super sensitive, it seems. And he's very headstrong. Like he has his beliefs and he'll mess around and he'll play around with his brothers. But then there seems to be a little serious tone to his, when he kind of, I don't want to chastise is the wrong word. When he jumps out at him a little bit, there's, you can see that there's a little bit of friction there. Who knows? I mean, these guys have been with each other for over 12 years or whatever. I mean, there's 7 of them. So not all of them are going to get along with each other. That dynamic is going to happen. So, but it just does seem that Jimin and JK are definitely close with each other. Other than that, that's the wrap up of it. It's a pretty consistent going to a different place, eating all of the enjoying all the spoils of the local cuisine, which I think is awesome. That's how my wife and I like to attack it. So I got it. I thought it was really, really good. And everything just kind of worked out. Now I can't wait to see where they're going to next. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. Last thing I want to say is I've read a lot of the comments there. Listen, you guys can say whatever you want to me. You can be mean to me. You can call me names. I'm just going to heart it and laugh. Mean comments and those type of things don't really hurt me. I've got PTSD for far worse things. So mean comments aren't going to do much to me except make me smile. It actually puts me in a good mood. Also teaches me some things. But where I do get sad is when you guys go after each other. Okay? So if you guys want to come after me and you want to chastise me and you want to say mean things to me, go ahead. I can take it. You know what I mean? I look forward to all that. I'm not trying to solicit any negativity out of anybody because there are more people that love what I do than people that hate what I do. But the ones that are leveling those charges and being mean, just keep it to me. Don't be mean to each other. You guys are part of a group, the BTS Army, and that's supposed to mean something. And armies only are strong as the strongest people there. They're weak when one person becomes weak and it starts to attack the team member. Be BTS Army, be together, okay? Attack me. I'm the target anyways. I'm putting myself out there to do it, but don't do it to each other, okay? Be nice to each other. And if you can, finding yourself to be a little nice to me too. I'm just this Chicano, Mexican guy from Detroit who's never heard of any of this stuff, who's just finding this out. And I love every bit about it. Okay? So be good to each other. Thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and put the notification bell on so that you know the next time that I drop one of these videos. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.